Into your hands I commit my spirit. Those are some of the last words that Jesus spoke of on the cross. And those are words that he was quoting from the book of Psalms, like he did many of those other last words from the cross. But as he spoke to his Father, he leaned into his promises, into his presence, and said, into your hands I commit my spirit. What we know, and for Jewish boys and girls, this was a prayer they were taught out of the Psalms as young boys and young girls. I think a lot of us, we pray, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. So I know we say that in a little different ways, but we're all taught different prayers. Some of us just pray the Lord's Prayer. Some of us pray other prayers at night. But Jesus was taught to pray a prayer at night. Into your hands I commit my spirit. And so certainly as he went into the darkness of death, right, he prayed that prayer. God, into your hands I commit my spirit. And I love that. I love the imagery in the Bible. Into your hands, God. How do we place our spirit? How do we place our lives in God's hands? In the scriptures, there's over 200 verses that talk about the hands of God. As a dad, I've had 4 little children. My kids are older now, and so they don't hold my hands as much. They don't want to be touched by me as much, but certainly there's high fives, there's hugs, there is holding hands that happen every once in a while. There's pats on the back, hands. Right? And certainly I use my hands to serve my children as well, but I think about when they were little, how much they just love to hold my hand. I think about my daughter Chloe when she was really little, how she'd just do like a little back scoot and try to get into my hands at night with her book and wanting me to read a book for her. I think about my son Graham. He was notorious as he was growing up. He was just too tired to ever walk himself to bed, and so I'd always have to pick him up with my hands, right, and take him to bed. Right? The hands of God, the hands of our Creator, the hands of our Father. If we could just picture that for a moment, certainly in prayer, right? When you and I are going through something that causes worry, something that causes fear, something that causes anxiety, and we just need to live in the presence of God and His promise, right? God, into your hands I commit my spirit. Lord, I trust you. May I feel the presence of your promise in my life. Prayer is powerful. Right? It is so powerful, and it causes us to walk by faith. And I know today in our midweek Lenten sermon series, we're going to be talking about an honorable life, using our hands. But before we think about using our hands, I just want to reflect for us in this devotional moment, the hands of God. The hands of God. I pray that you know your life is in His hands. I pray that you know His hands are strong. They are stretched out for you. Those same hands that created the heavens and the earth, they created you, and they continue to form you. And they are there to pick you up. They are there to hold you. They are there to give you a high five. The hands of God. May you and I continue to live a life of prayer, leaning into the promises of God, the promise of God that His presence is with us. His hands, yes, they were stretched out on that cross for us, right? But His hands, right, came off that cross so that He can hold us. And so I pray that you live in this truth today. His hands are here for you. His hands are holding you. As we live in this promise, may we learn to use our hands as a blessing to others.